I will write a for loop and I will change it in steps. So this is a typical for loop. So once everybody is done coding this loop, we will look at 4 different variations of the same output. And they will all require, they all will be done with for loop. Is there anything I'm doing more than once? My initialization of the variable is more than once, so I can easily get rid of this. That's one way to look at it. If I run it, we'll have the same output. Okay, try that. Just get rid of equals 1 and you run it, you get the same output. Now, after that, you undo that so that you get that instruction back equals to 1. So bring that back, integer x equals to 1. If I have a variable declared with an initial value, okay, I can comment this out, and let me do this right here like that. So that's another variation. So you comment out that instruction right there on line 13 and move the declaration inside. The only drawback to this approach is that the variable x will not exist outside of the for loop. It can only exist within the body of the for loop. So this is the second variation. Now let's look at the third variation here. Uncomment integer x equals to 1. Now we're going to give you an error because you have 2 x declarations in the same code. Since x has been declared and is also initialized, you can just simply drop this whole portion out like that. And remember, the smallest possible instruction is what? Semicolon. That's it. So there is a placeholder there. It's just an empty instruction because the job has already been done by line 13. So when the x is less than equals to 10 is hit, x is already initialized with 1. Okay? So that will also work fine. If you run it, you get the exact same output. Okay. Now for any reason, let's say, let me introduce an opening and closing curly braces around the loop. Okay, it's like that. And let's say your code logic is such that you are incrementing the value of x in the body of the loop for whatever reason. Then since there is an approach of incrementing the value within the loop, you can then delete that portion out. And if you run it, it works the same way. Okay, everybody get to test that? Same output? Okay, so these are the variations in which you can find your loop.